So it's Scark 11 with a top 10 of my favorite locations in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I did an episode of this for 1 already, so here's the episode for Xenoblade 2. And like with 1 a few weeks ago, these will not be ordered. These are just going to be going in regional order, not in order of which is best, since it would be way too hard to actually figure out which one is the best of them all and second best, etc. So starting off with number 10, or number 1, depending on how you look at it, again, not ordered, is Outlook Knoll in Gormott. One of the first locations that you see, gives a nice introduction to how big the worlds are, and a really good view of the Gormott Titan, its giant giraffe neck up there. I have to record this on handheld, so it doesn't look as good as it should, but we all know how great it looks anyway. And you get a really nice view of Torgoth from here. Torgoth is easily my favorite city in probably Xenoblade as a whole. Love the music and just the general architecture style of everything there. Plus it looks really cool from a distance. Number 2 is Clear Sky Beak, Gormott. The location itself doesn't really have anything here to look at. It's more about the viewpoint. You can see a whole lot of Gormott from here. You can see Kool-Aid Lake. You can see Torgoth down there. The farm. Really love the farm. You can see out to the plains where Rotbart is to destroy you. So Clear Sky Beak for the view. Also, there's a weird thing from up here. There's like a line of light around all the islands down there, which is strange. Probably a rendering thing and not actually intentional. Number 3, Garagorm's Arch, Torgoth. As I said, Torgoth is my favorite city, so I had to include at least one location from it, and I feel like this is probably the best part of Torgoth. Technically the arch is just this part here, but I'm going by Garagorm's Arch for basically these bridges and this whole center area where everyone lives. And I feel like Torgoth looks best at night when everything's lit up. Also, never forget this shot from the very first reveal trailer for Xenoblade 2. This was one of the most distinctive shots from that first trailer. It was running across these bridges. Next up is Drillbore Bridge, Uriah. So Uriah has a lot of really amazing locations, so it was hard to pick which ones. But I went with Drillbore Bridge because it has the best view, I feel, of everything, since you can see out this way towards where you came from in Garfont Village, and then you can see out this way towards where you're going in Fansamima, well, to Fansamima, or Fansamima. And the glowing trees in Uriah are just peak map design. So I also want to give some honorable mentions to other areas in Uriah that I didn't pick for this, and that is the Dragon's Whiskers, which has a really good view of looking down at everything. It's just above Rex's head, I think, looking out this way. And then Yurna, the Elderwood, the big tree down there. But Drillbore Bridge had to take it for this one. Also, I'd say that Drillbore Bridge here is probably top 3 of this top 10. I can't pick an absolute favorite, but this one is definitely among the best, just because Uriah is so gorgeous. Number 5, Blossom Shade Cliff Uriah. This one has another amazing view of everything out in Uriah. And it's also just a nice kind of cozy, secluded area to itself. Kind of wish there was more to this area. Like, finding something more useful here, because I don't think there's any really good items to find there. There's just a heart-to-heart, and then you visit it for, like, 2 quests, and that's it. On my first playthrough, I actually didn't even know this area existed. But yeah, another absolutely amazing view of Uriah. Next up is Avil Shopping District Roof, Albucavenich, Morordain. This one is a favorite location for a couple reasons. First off, Albucavenich in general is just a very cool city design. From the roofs, you can see out across Morordain with... This is probably the most interesting view of Morordain from here. And from down by that bridge in general. Just anything looking out at the upper level of Morordain's very cool view. Kind of wish we got to visit all the... whatever those tall circular things are. Like, actually get to climb up there. And is also a favorite location because the Avil Shopping District roof is basically a mini dungeon of its own, so it's interesting to go through itself. Instead of just looking nice, it's also cool to play through. This one's another definite top 3. Thonset Island Village Guardian. It's just this whole area is such a cool little place. I recreated this whole section in Animal Crossing. If you've seen that, I've updated it since. I've got to show the updated version eventually. I haven't made Animal Crossing videos in a while. But just absolutely love this place. It's pretty simple, but it's perfectly simple. It's just still very iconic despite how simple it is. Not really a whole lot to say about it. It's just perfect forest vibes. Next is the Sacred Grove Tantal. So Tantal lower level in general is just amazing, and Sacred Grove isn't particularly something that stands out among everything else, but I'd say this area is probably the best out of Tantal, because while the area itself doesn't stand out a lot, the monsters populating it really make it stand out. Just these gold Eluk, they really... you really take notice of them in such a white area like this. So that's the main reason for Sacred Grove getting the Tantal favorite spot. Populating an area with really cool, interesting looking monsters like this definitely brings up the value of it. And the next 2 areas are going to be location spoilers. So if you haven't gotten to Chapter 8, if you're watching this for whatever reason, then just know there's going to be spoilers for Chapters 8, 9, and 10 locations. So you can leave now if you want and just skip to the outro that's time-stamped. So number 9 is the Data Processing Room. World Tree. So the World Tree in general is absolutely amazing. One of my favorite locations in a game ever. Because of the combination of the twist of what it really is and just how cool it looks on the inside. And this is easily my favorite place in the World Tree because of just these futuristic servers. It's giant server room. Plus, you get a nice view of looking out at some of more of the World Tree. But yeah, this room is just amazing looking. This was one of the locations on first playthrough. I just stopped and stared at how incredible it looked when I wasn't getting destroyed by the unique monster that's in here. So next area will be final chapter spoiler. So my final favorite area in Xenoblade 2, Radamanthus Portal, first low orbit station. I don't think I even need to explain why I love this area. Just looking at it is enough. So I just wanted to throw out some honorable mentions before we go. Airborne Throne Tantal, Vane Crossroad Tantal, and Dawnview Grotto Gormott. So next week I'll have my top 10 favorite locations in Torn of the Golden Country. And if you haven't seen it, I had top 10 favorite locations from Xenoblade 1 a little while back that you can look for. So, see you next time, and if you watch the end, then comment Blossom Dance down below to let me know.